My gorgeous, beautiful, fantastic wife wanted a TV above the fireplace. We've got a gas fireplace here, and she wanted it up there. The problem is, I found out that there's no studs behind the wall. I thought that might be kind of weird, but it seems, looking on the internet, that it's seems to be maybe fairly common. So my solution, because I do need to secure the mount for the TV, the big screen TV, into solid wood, I'm going to take out this panel, and I've cut around it already, and I'm going to put some 2x4s in behind it. I'm sure I'm going to find insulation back there, and I guess 2x6s on the left and right sides, but we'll put the 2x4s in, two verticals, and that'll be where I can mount the mount for the TV. As you can see, I've already cut around this. I'm going to take it out and put it back in exactly where it came out. So I've gone around it with one of these Olfa knives, and I've got right into there. Now there's nothing actually holding this up except for maybe a few spots where it's still holding, and I'm going to take it out now, and I'll show you what it looks like once I take it out. So here's what we have behind the drywall above the fireplace. And here's the piece that I took out. This is face down right now. And it's going to go back in once we're done with the 2x4s. So I guess I need to put 2x4s maybe about 24 inches or a little less apart, centered on the fireplace. The blue tape there is the center of the fireplace. And I'll just put two verticals in there, and the other 2x4 is down here. There's a screw into a 2x4 there, or a 2x6, whatever it may be, and there's one there. But that's going across, and I'll put the 2x4s in there. So what I see here is that this wood going across here is about half an inch in from the drywall. So I'm going to have to probably put some kind of a spacer in here, because I'm going to put my 2x4 up here, well, up to this horizontal beam here, and then behind that I'll have to put some spacer, probably just to because the mount for the TV is going to have to probably go through somewhere up here. And here is my markings of where I'm going to put the 2x4s. 10 inches off the center, right there. So now I've marked where I'm going to be putting the bolts to hold up the support for the TV, and that's where the circles are. So two of them going to go in there. I'm going to have to put some spacers in there. I'm going to probably put a 7/16 plywood to provide that spacer, and I've got about 20-inch 2x4s have to go in here. I'll just cut that out, cut through the plastic and put them in there and secure them to the bottom and the top, and seal it back up with some of the tape that's used for this kind of stuff. So the first thing I did was I got the tuck tape. This stuff's actually fairly expensive, but I've got some on hand, so that was okay. I did that to fix the cuts that I had made into the vapor barrier when I cut the drywall with the sharp knife. So now that that's been fixed, I can continue. I cut these pieces here, and they're gonna go in. These are 3/8, this is 3/8 plywood. I tried 7/16 because I thought that was gonna be better, but they're gonna go in there. So that'll be the backing where one of the, I'll put another one here. Okay, now you can see is I've cut out 1 inch of insulation in 2 spots where I'm putting a 1.5 inch 2x4. I've got one of them in there already. It's not actually fastened in, but it's roughed in for now. And I'm gonna put the other one in now. So I've got the insulation out between the 2 of them, and I've got the one piece here. It's gonna go in now. I put these fasteners, these connectors on the end, and it should just be able to pretty much go in. Okay, and I will fasten that in, and I need to put the screws in those ones and put that one in the same way. Okay, so now I've got the 2x4s fastened in up here and there and down here. And I'm going to pretty much close it up now. I just got to put the insulation back in and close it up. I've got markings down here so I know where the 2x4s are. Same on the top. And so here we have it. The insulation is in there.
No.
Okay, so now I've got it all closed up as far as the vapor barrier is concerned. And I need to put this drywall that I cut out back up there in exactly where it was. And that will fit perfectly because that's where it came from. But what I need to do is I cut these 2x4 inch by 3/8 plywood. And I'm gonna put these at different locations, like here. And I put one here already. And I'll put one here, and I'll put one here. And I'll put one in the top corner and one up there and in a few other strategic places. And then that is how I'm going to attach the drywall back. I do have solid wood back here, behind here, that I can use, and here as well. I've got a piece back here as well, and of course I've got those. And I've got some stuff at the top. Well, actually, that is sitting back a little bit too far. So there's, I think, about a 1/16 of an inch gap here. I'm gonna have to put some filler in before I put the drywall on here, so that this comes out to the drywall, so that when I put the bolts in for the TV mount, it's not going to crush the drywall. I'm gonna have to have a solid backing on there, so I'm gonna have to put I'm gonna cut a wedge, a thin piece of wood, maybe about between a 1/16 and an 1/8 of an inch, and put it right here, just to give some backing on that. Okay, I'm gonna do that now. So it's now ready for the drywall to go back up. I've got all these pieces in place to screw the drywall back onto. I've got some spacers in here. I had to put a 1/16 in here and a 1/32 in here, just to bring it out so that it would be flush with this 2x4 that goes across here. And so it's almost done as far as the functional part. Making it look better is going to be more of a task, but that'll be later, if at all, because this is all going to be hidden by the television anyway. Okay. Next, to put the drywall back. Before I put this drywall back on, I'm going to take my my knife and just make sure that all the the high points when it goes back in are going to be taken off so that it sits nicely against the wood pieces that are waiting for it. So I've taken all the edges off, all the extra stuff, and that's what these ribbon pieces are, because they just came off the edge all the way around. And so now there shouldn't be really anything sticking up on the edges anymore. When I do have it on the wall, I'm going to have to do the same thing on the outside, so that when I fill it in and make it finish it up for painting, I'll have to do the same thing on the front side, because that has the same problem on the front side. Before I put the drywall back up, I looked around here and I noticed I had a few places where there was some extra, and I don't want this to get in the way of the drywall and lift it out from the wood. So I'm taking it off. Where's my knife? I'm gonna take my knife in here and just sort of cut that out. Actually, I'm holding the camera with my right hand, and I'm right-handed, so working with my left hand on the X-Acto knife is not really working that well for me. Everything else I did, maybe I'll do that one again. That's probably okay. That one's okay. These are all okay. Look at this. That's probably going to be okay. I might tackle that, but I'm going to turn the camera off. Before I put the drywall up, I just want to point out one mistake I made. And that is, with my stud finder, I thought the stud was here. And I thought I left an inch here with no stud, so that I could, well, like up here, when the X-Acto knife came in, when the knife, the Alpha knife came in, it didn't cut the plastic here, and the same over there, and right here, it didn't cut this plastic because it didn't reach it. It did cut the bottom of it, and that's why I've got this this tape on here to reseal it. But right here, what happened was, there's must be 2 or 3 or 4 studs in here. And so this is going into a stud. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. There must be about maybe 3 or 4 studs through here. And this is going into a stud. And this one, there's another one right here, which I didn't know. The stud finder didn't tell me about it, unfortunately. I thought this was hollow behind here, but it's not. That piece of wood is actually right up against here, so I had nothing. I had nothing to. I had no room to put any wood. That's why there's no. I don't know, pan out here. That's why there's no wood pieces along this piece here. But what I did is I put a 2x2 behind the plastic right here to make up for it. So I do have solid wood I can put my drywall into here. So I wish I would not have made that mistake, and it should have come out here instead of being to there. Drywall is back up now. I'm gonna have to take all these edges off here, this raised, which is damaged from the original cut. I'm just gonna trim that all back, because that'll just be filled in with drywall compound. This will come off. All these raw edges will come off, and I'll just fill everything in with the drywall compound, and then paint over top of it eventually. Like I say, the TV is going to hide all this, so I think I'm going to do the drywall compound, but I'm not going to paint it today, or even before the TV goes up. That's it. And so there is the first coat of drywall compound on there. Let that dry. It'll shrink a bit, of course, and then I'll fill in a little bit, and probably take a couple of coats to finish that off until it's smooth enough for painting.